I'm Justin Davis, and this is Drone Camps RC. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm looking at Craigslist this morning. We're going to do kind of a vlog style video today. Leave a comment down below if you like the vlog style more, or you like me to just jump right to the bench and get right to it. I'm on Craigslist right now. I'm kind of looking at Sprinter vans. I've been looking for some type of like camper van for drone camps for some time because I want more space and I want the option to be able to just pull up on a mountainside somewhere, camp out, and fly FPV as long as I want for the weekend or something like that. Sort of take you guys on some trips. But as I'm sitting here looking at Craigslist this morning, I just got the newest issue of Model Aviation. And man, they should really do some cooler covers to get like youth into our hobby, because this is not really gonna attract a lot of youth into the hobby. That's just not gonna work for that. But in the very back, check this out. Chad Kapper from Rotor Riot on the back page. There he is with his camera. Little Rotor Riot symbol on there, I noticed. And it said that Chad got into the hobby from flying air hogs, and that's pretty much the same way I got into flying single rotor helis like 15 years ago. Thanks to air hogs, I got back into the hobby, and I just went crazy from there. But yeah, so did Chad. That's how Chad got back into it with his son. But pretty cool to see a familiar face inside the Model Aviation magazine. But anyway, the search goes on for a van, and today, guys, we're going to get to the studio. We're going to check out Emax's new Magnum. And I'm also going to share with you guys the winner of the drone drop box finally, and the X215. So we're going to have two winners in this video today, and we're going to check out the Emax Magnum Mini version 2. Here we go. All right, guys, let's get right to business. Let's go ahead and give away the drone drop box for June in 2018. This one's been up for some time, and it has this super awesome TBS Oblivion frame in here. You've got some, this is supposed to be an indestructible frame, by the way. You've got some HQ props in here, drone camp stickers, and some Team Black Sheep stickers, some ethics stickers, more HQ props, and a really cool little GoPro style sort of fastener there, and some MMCX connector from TBS, and I believe there's also a Team Black Sheep patch in there as well. So pretty cool drop box. Probably one of the coolest ones I've seen so far from Cameron. So I want to say thanks to Cameron also over at Drone Drop for supplying this for a giveaway for you guys. And we're almost up to 96,000 subscribers. So I'm going to go ahead and show the winner of the drone drop box right now on the screen. His name is Arlie. Arlie, congratulations, man. I'm going to be sending this to your door. And Arlie's been on the channel for quite some time. I have seen him comment on quite a few videos. So thumbs up to you, man. Congratulations. Hopefully you build this one up and share a photo of that Oblivion with me, because man, I would really like to keep that frame for myself, and I'm trying to get one of these guys to review on the channel here for you, full review of the Oblivion coming up this summer. But right now, let's go ahead and get to the next giveaway, and the next giveaway is the X215 Pro. So we're going to give that one to somebody bind and fly with a receiver, and we're going to send that to your doorstep. So the next winner of the giveaway for June is going to be, and I'm going to put his name right there. His name is Stan Cook. Stan, congratulations, man. You're the winner of the X215 Pro. We're going to ship that to your door. I will send you an email. Please do reply to that email, and let's get you hooked up with that as soon as possible. GearBest is going to ship that straight from their warehouse to you, so congratulations on that. Pass it forward to the next person, or rip it yourself and share some video with us, and we'll try to give a link to that to our viewers here on the channel. But aside from all the giveaways, guys, we are doing several different styles of giveaway on the channel right now. We're doing these Patreon only style giveaways, and those might be a little more fancy because those are my hardcore sponsors on the channel, and those guys keep the lights on here. So I appreciate all of your donations to my Patreon. That's a lot of YouTubers using that now to help fund their creativity, and that really helps the channel grow and keep the lights on, honestly. So Yeah, because I can't work for free, right? So we're also doing like 3 other free giveaways right now. So don't feel left out if you just, get bummed out about Patreon only giveaway. We're going to do several free giveaways all the time. So don't worry about it. We have tons and tons of gear to share with you guys on the channel, and like new gear coming in all the time. So don't worry about that. But today we're also going to talk about the Emax Magnum Mini F4. This just came in on Friday, and I almost couldn't stand waiting the entire weekend until Monday morning to get this unboxed for you guys. There's a lot of talk about it on Facebook right now, and a lot of people want to know if we can run this on 6S. It's a 35 amp F4 speed controller. It's an all-in-one with VTX on there. It has smart audio as well, 32-bit ESCs, Omnibus F4 firmware on this board, and you can flash it inside Betaflight. It has the onboard OSD. It has a 6K gyro on here, I believe, and the MPU 6000. And it also has 40 channels and a 200 milliwatt VTX on here. And like I said, you do have smart audio, so that's pretty cool. You can go in and change your channels and bands using your on-screen display and your radio. I'm not sure what the street price is on this one just yet, but I'm going to share a link to Emax USA's website. And I want to say thanks to Emax for sending this over, and I'm going to build this up for you guys on this frame right here. And this is going to be dubbed my Switchblade version 2, because guess what, guys? I lost the original Switchblade in a pond this weekend. I was flying it for you guys, going to do a sweet freestyle video, and for some reason it fail-safed into a pond, and with my 4K get up cam, it's now underwater. So I'm reverting back to a new frame from iFlight, and this one's called the Tau H5. It's a super awesome frame, and I've also got some gear on here from Foxeer. Foxeer sent me a Predator Mini version 2, so I've got that on here. We're going to show you that on the channel coming up, and I'm going to install this Magnum Mini F4 on here because I think this is going to be a super awesome stack, and we can run this on 6S, and I've got the new RS2s on here from Emax. Those are 2300 kVs. They are the lowest kV ones that I have. If you guys make some lower ones, please send me those, and we'll test those on the channel. But these are 2206s. I'm not going to go super big like 2306, but you can if you want to. They do have some 2306 versions of these. But let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit closer to this Magnum Mini F4, and I'll show you what this guy's all about. Alright, so this stack should look something like this when you have it all set up and ready to mount to your quad. You're going to have the LEDs look like they're going to be in the front. The VTX is going to be in the back. Your button for changing bands and channels and your power is over here on the left hand side. Your USB port is here, and your capacitor is going to be over here on this right side of the quad. And on the very back here, you don't see any tabs back here. You see the motor tabs back here. Those are for your 3 motor wires, and they'll be set up in Betaflight 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. And over on this side is where your battery comes off of. Your battery wire is going to come off here. So it's going to be your battery wire, your XT60 or your XT30 is going to come out this side of the stack, not out the back. And they do give you 2 different options for this smaller UFL connector that goes to your little tiny VTX right here. You've got this dipole style, and they also give you the standard SMA style connector, which actually I already have over here on this quad. So I just have it mounted right to the back of this quad right here, and it comes down through there. So and I have that awesome Foxeer lollipop antenna on here. I don't know if you guys have seen these yet, but these are super nice looking. These are some of the nicest looking little mini antennas for 5.8 that I've seen lately. They look really nice. I just want to show you that. And I'll try to put a link down to Foxeer's website as well for these. These are just super hot right now. But Emax is what this video is all about today. And let's go ahead and take a look at the VTX. I'll pop that off there for you. And that just plugs in right here with these 4 pins. So you don't have to do any wires up to the VTX. So that's pretty slick. And that UFL connector just comes off just like that. Let's take a look at this just a little closer up. It's the UFL here. We've got the LED display there, and we'll try to get this powered up for you at some point and show you how those bands change. But if you long press this button right here, you're going to see around 5 to 8 seconds, you'll see a bar here, and a bar here. So it should go all the way up from 25 to 200 there. I would like to see a little longer, a little higher power out of this, maybe a little longer range, like 600 milliwatt, but this is such a small nano style VTX that I don't know if they can actually do 600 milliwatt on this one without totally frying it. Maybe I'm wrong, but that would be pretty awesome to have 600 on here for longer range freestyle maneuvers. But this is pretty nice. It's very, very lightweight, and it's not going to add hardly any, maybe just a few more extra grams onto your 5-inch race quad. So you can put this stack on a smaller micro brushless, or you can put it on a 5-inch, because I've already seen another reviewer set this up on a 5-inch race quad and test it on 6S. So you might actually see this one run on 6S on my channel in an upcoming custom build video we're going to do for you, and I'll try to put all the links down below for that when we do that. I did promise that to you guys. But check this out. This is really cool setup here. Very easy to solder this guy up. You've got your F4 processor right in the middle. It already has a buzzer on there soldered down through these two holes right here, and that's nice that they already have the buzzer there, so you don't have to solder that on. And it's sort of about a half height style buzzer, and normally they're a little bit taller than that, but this one's going to fit in there just underneath your VTX. Your VTX will actually kind of rest on it right there. And now you're looking at just a little closer up, and this is a 20 by 20 mount stack, so this is for brushless micro, like I said, or 5-inch racers. It's really awesome that these little 20 by 20 stacks are going in 5-inch builds. I still can't get over that. I love it, because this is a huge weight reduction, and now we're seeing these be able to handle 6S. So from 4 to 6S capable is super awesome. So you have your little arrow over here on the left hand side, and that's pointing toward the front of the quad like that, and then you have your harness for your VTX there. Everything is labeled there, TX. We have video out, 5 volt, and ground on that far right one right there. If you needed to remove this to put another VTX on there, say you burned yours out and you decided to put one that you have on your bench there, you could just heat up these 4 right here and pull this off and remove those pins, and that way you could just solder up another one, or you could use pins on it. Either way. Over to the left of that is where you're going to solder up your camera, and that has video in right there, your red wire and your black wire there, and they do have the black wire tab as square and circular for the positive, so that's pretty normal there. I've told you guys before on the channel that usually square tabs are going to be ground tab, and they're following that trend on this flight controller, so that's cool. And over here next to the buzzer we have our spot for DSM. That's going to be a DSM. You have negative there and 3.3 volt there for your spectrum receivers, and just below that we have another spot right here. Just zoom into that a little more, see if I can get that to come into focus right there. So now that you can see that rail, it says negative there, 5 volt, and that word right there, you can't really read it, but that says S-bus. So that's where your signal wire from your, say, FrSky or FlySky receiver might go, or Futaba S-bus receiver. So if you're going to run any of those receivers, you're going to run it on this rail right here. So signal, 5 volt, and ground there. And the ground again is square tab. So following that same trend. And on the back here, they do have LEDs, which is kind of nice. They have built-in LEDs, and those might switch when you switch different flight modes, which is pretty cool. And let's just take a look at the bottom. There is nothing for you to solder on the bottom. They do have that harness down there, and that harness is for your ESC signal wires to come up and tell the flight controller which motor is which. So let's go ahead and look at the ESCs that come along with this board, and we'll take a caliper and we'll measure the total width of that, because it's going to be a little bit wider than your standard 4-in-1 20 by 20 ESC. So this is that 35 amp ESC. It already has 2 capacitors soldered to it, and they already have the motor tabs are already pre-tinned for you, so that's kind of nice. You already have a little bit of solder there, so all you have to really do is go ahead and tin up your motor wire, each one, and put your motors according to how they have this set up here. So you would have motor 1 here, motor 2, 3, and 4, just like that. And you're going to have your 2 wires coming off your battery connector to your XT60 or XT30, whichever you decide to run. So this is going to be a side mount battery connector right there, and it's not going to come out the back. You probably could twist it around, but then you're going to have your capacitors up front. And like someone else mentioned, the camera would have limited tilt because your camera's going to bump into these. So put your wire harness up front like this. This is the way it's supposed to be set up. And guys are already asking me, can this fit on the Baby Hawk R? It will fit on the Baby Hawk R frame. If you wanted to do that, I think it would be a little bit overkill for 1106 type motors, because I think Emax has designed this one for super ultra light 5-inch race quad frames, and since it is 35 amp, it does support 6S, and you want to make sure you have motors that are 6S rated, so you don't blow up your 2205s on there. But just check the specs on your motors before you try to test this out on 6S on your motors. The ESCs will handle it, but your motors might not. So let's go ahead and measure it for you. I'm just going to give you a front to back measurement there. Looks like 32 millimeters front to back, and side to side is going to be a little bit wider because you've got that capacitor sticking out there. So 37.3 out to the side there. Just going to do that again, 37.3. So it is a little wider than a traditional 20 by 20 4-in-1 ESC stack. And you can see that front to back there and side to side, and that's going to be okay. It's not going to be a problem fitting on most 5-inch frames. I've got plenty of room inside this iFlight frame, and this is a cool frame because it does do either 20 by 20 or 30.5 by 30.5. So this will be a nice quad to test this out on. But this is looking pretty good here. I'm expecting to test this out this week for you guys. We're going to do that custom build video. And this is going to be a lot of fun because I have a lot of new gear in to show you guys. And like I said, I'm not sure what the street price on this is yet, but whatever it is, I'm sure it's going to be worth it because Emax has done some pretty awesome releases in the last 6 months, and their Magnum F4, the larger version of their Magnum F4, flies incredible. It's on the Hawk 5, and it's one of the best flying flight controllers out there for around 6 months. So, and this one's, let's just measure, before I let you go, let's just go ahead and measure the height of this, and I'll go ahead and add that VTX back on there, and let's get the total height out of this, because some of you guys have lowrider frames, and lowrider frames just don't accommodate a super tall stack. So let's go ahead and get at the very top of that LED, and you're going to have another bottom piece there. So let's go ahead and screw one of those in and come from the top of that LED down to the bottom of that post right there. So 21.9 from the top of the LED down to the bottom post. And that's the height of this entire stack, which is actually super short for what it is. Now also in this bundle you get an XT60 connector. You get 4 little tiny screws for coming up through the bottom and connecting to your 4-in-1 ESC through the bottom of your quad frame. You get the XT60 quad side battery connector right there, and you get 2 extra battery cables in here. This is pretty sweet that they do give you these wires. Sometimes flight controller ESC combos don't give you those wires, so it's kind of nice that they crammed all that in this little tiny box. Also coming up on the channel, guys, like I was saying before, we've got some cool new stuff from Fox here. I've got a Predator Mini to demo here for you. This is a pretty sweet looking little camera. It's a little bit larger than the micro cams that they make. The Predator version 2 is also here in the shop, and this one has a really nice looking lens on it. This is actually 1.8 millimeter lens. Looks really, really nice, and they actually have a piece of plastic over it protecting it coming from the factory, so that's kind of nice they did that. But I also love the finish on these new cameras. Nice high gloss red finish. It looks really sharp. And this one has all the bells and whistles on it, like a lot of the other Fox here cameras, but a super, super nice looking camera. And I can't wait to show you guys that one and those lollipop antennas. But we're going to do all this in combination on that new Switchblade version 2, and we're going to use this Foxier Micro Predator version 2. The Micro Predator apparently had a lot of blue in it, the original one, and they've sort of taken care of that problem issue with this version 2. So this one should be pretty sweet. It is a 4.3 camera, and it looks like 1000 TVL, so that's super, super high. CMOS camera, some of you guys like that. Input voltage from 5 to 40 volt. So man, you could pretty much run a 6S battery to this camera straight and not even fry it. But this is coming up on the channel with that custom build video, so I want to say thanks to Fox here for that. But also, guys, if you'd like to get a Drone Camps t-shirt, I do have those available on the Quad Club website. I think they're like $17, or you can become a Patreon sponsor on my Patreon at the link below for like $20. You can get one of these and be a sponsor on the channel too, so that's super awesome. But a lot of cool stuff is coming up, and I'm really excited. I'm gonna get to soldering all this up for you guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Congratulations to the winners. Peace out.